Let's go ahead and get the finals underway, man. I'm excited.
Absolutely.
These are the two best teams in EU right now, in my opinion, at least. Cheese Mode and
absolutely.
TCG.
Absolutely.
It wouldn't surprise me to see one of these teams playing in Boston, especially since we've already seen TCG qualify once in the WTS qualifier. They have punched their ticket. Cheese Mode has as well today if they're able to meet all of the requirements. I know Heba might not. Or one or two players of Cheese Mode might not qualify. But let's go ahead and jump into this game. We've already seen both of these teams play today, so I'm just going to move really fast through the builds one time for team viewers that have just been joining us. Sizer is running with the Panic Strike build, going with the Zerker Amulet, Dagger Pistol, Short Bow. Denshi's running his Dagger, Celestial Amulet, Strength Rune, with the traits being 00266. Then we have Helseth running that Shatter Mesmer that we've seen him play so often, 44006, with the Zerker Amulet and the Rune of the Traveler. He really is a musician on that build, making it work at its full potential. Then we have Rom running with that Celestial Amulet, the Root of the Soldiers, with the Sword, Warhorn, Longbow, with the traits 00464. And then finally we have Tage running his DPS guard. Hirix loves the way that he runs this, and I agree. He's a very aggressive player, brings down people very quickly, very efficient at the way he uses his cooldowns, running with the traits 01616 and the Zerker Amulet Hammer with the Scepter and Focus. Let's go ahead and turn it over to you to look at Cheese Mode's builds very quickly again, just for the people that are joining us real fast. I know most people know what they're running, but in case somebody missed it, let's show them real quick and then we'll get this match underway.
All right, up top we got Frey on Eutheria, his Thief. He's going to be running Sword, Dagger. He's got Rune of the Pack and Berserker Amulet here. He's going to be running a typical trait setup for SD, 20066, running that Acrobatics tree there. Moving on to Draze here. Draze is actually swapped over to his Engie here from the Mesmer. He's going to be running Selly rifle build. He's going to be running a typical Selly rifle build with Rune of the Holbrack and the trait setup being 60062. Moving on now to Heba. Heba is on Hibify tonight. He's going to be playing that Selly rifle build as well with the Holbrack runes and running the trait setup exactly as Draze did, 60062. Articuno is up next. He's going to be running the same build we saw him running before. He's got Dagger on right now, Celestial. He's got the Holbrack runes as well, and he's going to be running 00266. Last but not least, we got Sable up, and he's going to be running Hambo this time. He dropped the anti-Condi shout stuff. He's going to be running a pretty standard Hambo here. He's got Holbrack runes and Soldier Amulet here, looking to stand on a point. He's got the trait setup of 00626. Decent amount of damage set up with that intelligence sigil there, so you have to watch out for that hammer rotation, and the sustain from this build is unbelievable with those stances, as well as the fact that he also opted for that banner from the other build.
You know what? I'm liking these changes that Cheese Mode is making specifically to face TCG. This is not what they were running in the quarterfinal match that we saw. They have changed up their comp specifically, it looks like, to face TCG. Let's see if it works out for them as we are about to get the finals underway. This is best of three. Winner takes $400, split, or 400 euros, sorry, this is EU, for their team. Loser takes 100. Both of these teams, though, have qualified today for the WTS qualifier for a chance to play for a shot at going to PAX in Boston coming up on February 7th. But let's see which team is able to get the win today in this series and take home some hard-earned cash. As we see both teams, it looks like, are going to be able to cap their side node. But Rom for TCG did slide over at the last minute and get on the henge, but he wasn't able to prevent the full cap in time. So both teams were able to get their side node with a 1v1 developing on both of those nodes. A team fight has developed on keep, but it looks like Cheese Mode is also going to be able to cap the keep, and they are. So a quick 2 cap coming out for Cheese Mode. This is looking very good for them in the early stages. A very strong start, especially if they are able to keep that pressure on that back node as we see happening in that pitcher-in-pitcher. Heba going in a 1v1 against Denshi, getting the decap, that overcharge shot with the immobilized combo, just able to get those decaps so quickly, forcing Helseth to come over and try to 2v1 Heba. Heba going to get that gear shield out for a block. In the meantime, over on Keep, we do see a member of the blue team went into the downstate over by the steps, but Tage wasn't able to get the cleave, and he was able to get a full res for his team.
Yeah, it was actually Frey that went down there on Thief, and they put a banner down on him, but it actually did not work because he was poisoned with below 33% health, but they actually did still manage to get him up. So it should be noted now that Sable's banner is down. There is no banner that could come out here, and Eutheria now gets dropped from this again, and he's going to be out. They still have the 2 cap. They're still accumulating that score there, but TCG really handling a lot of these team fights. Tage under a lot of pressure here. He's got 2 cooldowns, but he doesn't manage to get them out before Articuno gets all over him. And there goes the stomp. Tage is out with 2 of his medis up that he could have used for a heal if he would have been fast enough there. So Articuno has to move up, try to cover that keep point, and with Sable there to protect him on that 00626 Hambo build, it could go okay with them, and he was there as well, so that they're going to be able to hold this keep for a while.
Yeah, that's, again, a great start for Cheese Mode, really taking it to TCG in the early going. They got their home node just in time, and were able to secure the keep. Somebody from Cheese Mode is going to rotate over there and help at the henge, as we do see Rom was kind of taking that 1v1, so we do see Heba sliding over, helping his teammate on henge, putting the overcharge shot on Rom again, but his teammate's going to go into the downstate as it looks like Helseth has slidden over to help his teammate. Both members, actually, Heba also goes into the downstate as well, so Helseth taking down both members of the blue team. Rom going in for the stomp, but here comes Sable. Sable going to jump onto the point as quickly as possible. Denshi was training him, though, so it is a 2v1 here on the henge point, but that node is still capped in favor of Cheese Mode, and TCG has lost its close node. So again, so far, it has been all Cheese Mode in this match, as it also looks like the mine is going to be full cap by the blue team. That blue team member has won his 1v1 there over on the mine, as we see in the pitcher-in-pitcher. Rom, though, is going to cap the henge. He's taken down Sable with the help of his teammate, so he's going to just let Sable bleed out here.
Yeah, and Cheese Mode is doing a pretty good job of capitalizing and getting this lead here that they have. But TCG is still doing a great job in a lot of these team fights. Sable's down and completely out there. Articuno just got downstated over on the side of Keep, and he gets taken out completely. A lot of pressure being put now onto Heba, but Heba might be able to actually get away. Denshi's right there. Helseth is around. They're doing a great job in taking these targets out, but Cheese Mode is just doing a lot better and making sure that they get those caps and hold them. Right now it's a 1-to-1 cap, but they've got a 100-point lead on the side of Cheese Mode, and Heba is right now 1v1ing against Denshi. Denshi actually doing a great job of putting a lot of pressure down on Heba, and with that poison there, Heba's heal isn't going to do all too much. But there's the big burst there coming out from Frey. Frey all over Denshi. Heba able to put some cleave on him too. Denshi's forced off point. Heba's now going to collect and get that keep node in his favor. They actually managed to decap Hinge as well. There's a Warrior 1v1 happening right now, and it looks like TCG's Warrior kind of forced off Cheese Mode's Warrior there, so it looks like they're going to have control of that node shortly, but Heba did manage to get that cap. So it is a 2-0 cap happening right now. They do have that big lead. It's only 5 minutes into the match here. There's still 10 minutes left, but there's a big lead happening on the side of Cheese Mode.
Yeah, but you know what? TCG did just win a 2v2 over on the mine. That was Tage and Sizer winning that 2v2. Tage is now stopping out, or he's just going to knock Articuno off of the point and let Articuno bleed out. So Articuno is going to be down for an even longer state of time. That could be an advantage for TCG as we go into the later stages of this match. Tage has full capped the mine. Articuno still isn't on respawn yet, so his team is going to be a man down for quite some time. We do see in the main screen here that a 2v2 has developed on Henge, but right now a comeback is possible here by TCG. They have the 2 cap and now have put a D cap on Keep. Oh my gosh, this is great for TCG as they might get a full cap here. Helseth taking out Hibify on Keep. That is huge. Nobody from Cheese Mode was there to keep that point in favor of Cheese Mode. Their other NG is going to go into the downstate as well. This is great for TCG. TCG making a comeback here.
Yeah, Draze cleaved out here, but the banner comes out. Draze is right back into it, but he has no heal, so he's probably going to be taken out fairly shortly if someone decides to follow him out. There's his heal. It comes back up. He's going to get most of his health back, but Sizer's all over him again, and the Panic Strike comes out. Sizer takes him down here. The Condies are just enough, and he falls down, so he's full dead now. They're not able to cleave him out. He's full out. Sizer now moving along with 2 other members of his team, Tage as well as Helseth, moving on to Frey. Frey is trying to get on Helseth early. Rom is over there as well, downstated, but they're going to try to potentially get him up, I think, and it looks like they do, in fact. They are trying to get him up. He's poisoned, so it's going to take a little bit longer, and they do manage to get him up. Rom is back into the fight, and he has his banner ready should he need it, so this could be in favor of TCG. They already even out the score a little bit. It's 2-1, unfortunately for them, but they could potentially decap this now with Rom back in the fight. They need to focus down Rom, though, because if they get anyone else, Rom's going to be able to get that war banner. He's already low. He's pretty much a pretty easy target as soon as you get down all of his shots, but he's going to be able to kite around, and they're not going to be able to pressure him early enough. So Heba actually goes down here, and TCG gets that edge that they were looking for here, and now they need to find a new target here. It looks like they found Tage as the new target. Tage getting absolutely annihilated by Sable's intelligence hammer setup, and he's going to be putting down some poison onto Tage potentially and try to get some of that healing that comes from that Mediguard out of the way, but he actually misses that. So he's going to be Sable's all over Rom here, and it just looks like this is an absolute brawl. Draze gets dropped out on the edge there, and it looks like TCG is really controlling now. They're going to be moving towards Sable here and trying to take him out. The decap is about to happen.
Yeah, but I think this was kind of a mistake by TCG just for one thing. They pushed over to the Henge, which is blue team's close node. And that means that anybody that they cleave out or stomp out has a very quick journey back into the fight once they get back on respawn. They just now have decapped the point, but that took a bit. And in the meantime, blue team is able to gain that 100-point lead. Now, they are hopefully going to, hopefully for fans of the red team, cap this node. But it did take quite a bit of time. Time is not in their favor right now. They are down right now, over 100 points. And Cheese Mode has gained a 2 cap while they were fighting over on Henge. I think they should have picked Mine as the point to push. That way, any member of the blue team that wants to help support Mine would have had to run just a little bit further. It would have taken longer for members of the blue team to get over and help that fight. Just kind of a mistake that I thought what they made while rotating there. Yeah, they won the fight eventually, but it took a lot longer than they really needed, and now they've got to really work hard here in the last stages if they want to come back. Putting pressure, though, on Mine and the Keep here, and getting the decap on the Keep is definitely the way to go here. But at the same time, they've already lost the Henge node, which, again, is the close node for the blue team. But Rom smartly going for the boss, trying to not only get his team the buff, but more importantly, the points that come with it. He gave up the cap, though, which means that no member of TCG has secured a point, which means that TCG is not gaining any points right now. This is not looking good for TCG in the last stages. They need to quickly win this mine fight. Sable, though, going into the downstate here from Sizer. Sizer going to go put the blind field down right away. Helseth going in for, not going to go for the stop. He's actually going to put away and try to quickly get up to Keep. That's a really great play by Helseth. Quickly moving over to Keep, guaranteeing that point for his team. So here we go, TCG making a last great push to come back in this game. It's going very well for them as they've just now secured the Keep. all 3 points are contested. This is going to be a great finale to this map.
Yeah, like this is one of those situations where it would have been nice to be able to see, how many kills are coming out. If you look at the scoreboard right now, you can see that Helseth actually has 190 points, Rom 145, Tage 145, Sizer 125, Denchi 85. There's so many. They're getting so many kills. You see a lot of the time, Cheese Mode's players are actually going out. Denchi downstated right now, by the way, and he is going to try to vapor form closer to his teammates. This is an absolute brawl, 5v5 here, and they're going to be able to get Denchi up, and they do manage to get Denchi up. But as we were saying, the team fight is so strong with TCG. They just aren't having that much luck actually able to hold these points. So they really need to make sure that they hold these points here and after they win these team fights. And you can see now they really do control all of these team fights. Tage locking in on Articuno right now, but it looks like the decap happened at Keep there. Draze actually intelligently just real quick moved over to Keep, and a 1v1 happening over on Mine as well, so we'll have to watch how that unfolds. But it looks like the full cap might actually happen at Keep, and there it goes. The full cap does happen. There's only 43 points to go right now. This could go either way, but the decap happens on Mine while Keep is being just accumulating points for Team Cheese Mode right now. They only need 32 points left to get this, and there's no, in my opinion, hope for them to be able to get this Keep unless they move everybody there quickly and just kind of stalemate the side notes and move everybody in there. But I don't really see it happening. There it goes, 2 cap happening. Cheese Mode, in my opinion, right here, solidifying this victory. I see it being 500 to 408. I don't see them actually being able to. And there it is, the GG being called from TCG. Congratulations to Cheese Mode. Up 1-0 over to the Civilized Gentlemen here in the finals of the Go4GuildWars2 Cup here on the DPS stream.
That was absolutely fantastic, though. A late push coming out from TCG. I was starting to get hyped, but then Cheese Mode just shut it down with 2 back caps coming out while they were losing the henge fight. Both Heba and the Thief for Cheese Mode slid off and went for Mine and Keep respectively, and were able to secure those nodes with some help from their teammates that were coming back on respawn. Great stuff from Cheese Mode. They're going to go up 1-0 in these finals. Both teams have qualified for the chance to play in the WTS qualifier that will take place on February 7th. And remember, TCG is the defending EU qualifier in that WTS event. We're going to do another giveaway right now, though, as these teams are gearing up for their second map. Remember, Cheese Mode is up 1-0. They took Forest. We're moving on to Legacy. Hirix, why don't you go ahead and explain the giveaway and what's at stake here?
All right, here we have a mini pet llama to give away here, and in my opinion, it's my favorite mini pet. I have one. Yeah. It's obviously the best. I mean, like, everybody needs one.
Yes.
What we want to see everybody doing for this giveaway is we want to have everybody put in the chat who they think they want to, not who they think they want to win, but who they think will win.
Yes.
So put in the chat who you think will win, and we'll collect those names. And it doesn't matter who you say. We're just going to collect all the names that give a valid option of either CM or TCG, and we're going to go ahead and give you that giveaway after the next match. But right now, we are going to go into this match. Let's go ahead and take a look at the map. Looks like both teams are readied up, so we're going to dive right into this. This is Legacy. And just as an easy reminder, everybody should be aware of this, but just to remind everybody at home, CM is up right now 1-0. This is the second map here. I believe it's, if they get 2, that's it, right?
Yeah, no, this is best of 3.
This is best of 3. So this could be potentially it for the 400 euros tonight. CM looking to try to just cancel out TCG here and take home the money.
Yeah, and again, remember, both of these teams going to be playing in the EU World Tournament Series qualifier, or at least they've gotten the chance to play in that qualifier if they're able to. So we will be seeing these teams pretty heavily showcased here in the upcoming month, as these are the 2 best teams in EU, or definitely 2 of the best teams in EU. TCG being that defending World Tournament Series qualifier for Europe, Europe in the last WTS event, but they are facing some tough competition from Cheese Mode here as Cheese Mode is up 1-0. They have taken the first map. We are just waiting for all players to ready up here, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. Hirix, do you notice any changes to these builds at all?
At first glance, I'm not really seeing anything. It looks like Sable decided that he wants to stick with that Hambo setup. It looks like Frey is sticking with the sword dagger there. It looks like everybody is pretty much staying exactly with what they had set up beforehand. Rom is sticking with the support shouts build. Tage is going to be staying with his same build as well, the Scepter Focus Hammer DPS, kind of like support hybrid. I don't even know what to call that. It's just a mouthful. But Helsith is going to be staying with his build as well. Sword Torch, Great Sword Sizer sticking with the DP 60206. So yeah, everybody is pretty much staying exactly what they were before. We're just waiting on everybody to ready up. Looks like all members of Cheese Mode are ready. Just waiting on one person, I think. Rom, it looks like. Yeah. Rom is taking a quick bathroom break. I think the Sports is getting to him. He had to run to the bathroom real quick. But as soon as he gets back, we're going to get this match underway.
You know, those sports, man, are contagious.
Yeah.
I will tell you that.
I had to say the chat was cracking me up when I was reading that. I couldn't control myself. That was really funny.
We love you guys too, Twitch chat. We love you guys too.
All right. Rob should be back any second, but let's go ahead and see what everybody thought. It looks like everybody is pretty convincingly saying, to my surprise, actually, it started off like really heavily into CM, but after a while, TCG kind of took over. It looks like TCG is the favorite right now, down 1-0 going into game 2, and it looks like TCG is winning by a couple of votes. Go ahead and keep typing into chat. Who do you think is going to win, TCG or CM? We're going to keep collecting that and get you that info a little bit later, but it looks like...
And remember, guys, follow the channel in order to win the giveaway. You have to be following the channel in order to get the mini llama. It's just the way we run the giveaway. It helps us see who actually has submitted for it. So again, follow the channel, and also keep in mind that we run these Go4 Cups every week. ESL does, and you have a chance to play for some cash money. Whoever wins here today is going to get $400 or 400 euros. Sorry, I keep saying dollars because I'm an NA player, but 400 euros for your team to split, and then you also qualify for this month specifically. If your team comes in first or second, you will qualify for the chance to play in the WTS in PAX East in Boston, coming up here just shortly for a chance at $25,000. So this is a great opportunity to win some cash actually playing Guild Wars 2 PvP. Just come on out and if you can take down one of these top teams. Also important to note that if since TCG and Cheese Mode have both qualified this week, next week we will see at least two new teams qualify, and even if TCG and Cheese Mode enter the tournament and get first or second place next week, it will just go to the next best team that shows up and performs well in next week's event. So if TCG and Cheese Mode both make it to the finals next week, it will be the third and fourth place team that qualify for the WTS, if I'm understanding the rules correctly. So just because these two teams have qualified and made it to the finals doesn't mean that your team doesn't have a shot at making the WTS event coming up on February 7th. So you have a legit shot at qualifying just by playing in these Go4 Cups. In fact, the only way that you can qualify is in these Go4 Cups. So we got that member of
Cheese Mode.
Cheese Mode that
yeah.
DC'd. Yeah.
Yeah, Lippian had to relog because he had connection issues, but he's back. Looks like both teams are ready to go. We're going to get this match started. Just a reminder, this could be it. Cheese Mode, if they win the 400 euros from this match, and this is going to be a good match in my opinion. Both teams are very, very strong. As we saw the last match, TCG is actually still at this point favored in the chat. I did mention that you should put in the chat who you think will win, not who you want will win. So I do want to reiterate that. And as I said before, if you guys want to keep putting that in, we'll keep collecting that. The more times you enter, the more apt you will be for winning that mini pet llama. So if you guys want to keep putting that in, you guys will have a better chance at winning that. But here we go. The game is starting up, and let's take a look at the splits.
All right, so this is the match point for Cheese Mode. If they win this map, they are going to take the set 2-0 and be this week's champion, winning those 400 euros for their team. Both teams have automatically qualified for the World Tournament Series, but let's go ahead and look at the splits here. We see TCG doing a heavy push over to the waterfall, sending Tage, Sizer, and Helseth over there. It's going to be a 3v2 as two members of Cheese Mode have met them on the waterfall. This is the first major team fight as neither team, and already one NG has gone down there on the waterfall.
Yeah, that's Draze
Tage,
right there.
Draze being taken out. Tage going in for the stop. He's going to get it. Helseth is now training into mid, and it looks like they're going to quickly get that cap on waterfall. But look, on the other side, Cheese Mode has taken the quarry for their team. Articuno is going low on the midpoint fight, but able to heal himself back up thanks to that awesome water attunement now. So here we go. Big team fight. TCG versus Cheese Mode on the graveyard. Whoever gets the advantage in this point on this point is really going to build an early lead. But it looks like Sizer already going for that back cap over on Corey, as we see there in the PIP. So that's great for TCG, as he's going to just go for the full cap there, try to give himself his team an early 2 cap, as we also have a 1v1 developing over on the waterfall. Since this is an engineer there for the blue team, it's going to be pretty easy for that engineer to try to get that decap off thanks to the overcharge net combo that you can pull there, and he does get that decap pretty quickly there. So that point's, though, still in favor of TCG. They have the quarry, and Denchi, though, has just gone into the downstate. Banner not going to get the res from Rom, so he is going to be cleaved out completely and put on respawn. Now Rom has become the focus of Cheese Mode here, as 3 members of Cheese Mode are targeting Rom. Rom doing the best he can to get away and trying to get some peels from his teammates. That Sword 2 able to get him up away from Cheese Mode in time to get just a little bit of regen off thanks to that healing signet. But that allowed Cheese Mode to cap the graveyard. That's such a hard point to cap that once you have it, you really don't want to let it go. And Rom is now going to eat a lot of pressure from 2 members of Cheese Mode. That's Articuno putting most of the damage down on Rom. Rom doing his best, though, to still escape towards the quarry point, which is capped in favor of his team. Not looking like Cheese Mode wants to fight for that. That would have been a 3v2, or a 2v3, sorry, so they back off towards the graveyard. We now see a 2v2 going on here on Waterfall. What do you see over here, Herix?
You know, looking at Waterfall right now, it looks like it's going to be a 2v1 with Tage versus Draze and Hiba, but Helseth actually is there too, and Helseth cycles back in to try to support Tage, but a mistake there, and Helseth actually gets dropped. Draze is very low, but it looks like he's going to be able to sustain long enough for Helseth to go full down, but he actually might get dropped, but no, he does not. He actually manages to stay alive, but now the pressure is over onto Frey here. Frey is under a lot of pressure. Tage under a lot of pressure as well over at Waterfall, as we can see on the screen. He gets dropped by Draze here, and it looks like they're going to be able to hold this node. They're just going to bleed him out after they punch him off, and there it is. They're going to bleed him out. That's 2 cap in favor of Cheese Mode. Cheese Mode trying to catch up to TCG right now. TCG not handling the team fights as confidently as we saw them last game, really taking all these team fights. Right now they're having a little bit of trouble. You know, they're trying to get a little bit of momentum going, but there's just not as much. Hiba is right on top of Sizer right there. They actually managed to get the res, and they will. There it is. So Sizer is back up. They're looking pretty healthy. This is going to turn into an all-out brawl, a 5v5 potentially, but depending on where the thief goes, depending on where Frey goes. But Frey is actually going for the decap while this is all happening, and it looks fine for the rest of the team because they're all looking pretty healthy. So he's going to get the decap on Quarry before Rom is able to pull out and make sure that they keep that node. So this is a 2-cap now. They've caught up and they've surpassed TCG here, and TCG is not really making any headway onto this team fight. So this is kind of stalemated here. So it looks like he was going to pull out and try to get some pressure onto that waterfall fight that is currently developing.
Yeah, I just saw Helseth and Sizer kind of peel off towards the waterfall, looking to get a quick kill in a 2v1 situation. But Heba got the call from his teammate, and he's going to put Sizer into the downstate. The poison comes out as well. That's going to be really hard for Helseth to get him back up because Helseth, not exactly the tankiest character there. Heba just putting Sizer on respawn there. Now they're targeting Helseth. Helseth so close to going down as well, but he's got just a couple more blinks. He's able to blink away and kite away from Heba. Not going to go into the downstate, and now Denchi has slid over to sort of support this fight on the waterfall. TCG has to get some momentum going here. Losing Sizer in that fight pretty quickly is not good for TCG. Tage, though, is also here. Same with Rom. So now you've got 4 members of TCG on this waterfall point. They're going to be looking to put some pain on to Cheese Mode, and they haven't really been able to do so. Cheese Mode's doing a great job sustaining themselves on this point. That's a lot of great teamwork, blasting each other's water fields for the extra healing. They're really taking it, actually, to Helseth is now. Helseth, well, was close to going into the downstate. That was actually a clone, sorry. The Thief is into the downstate, though. Thief being cleaved out by Cheese Mode over on the Quarry. So it looks like the back cap attempt by Cheese Mode on that Quarry node didn't go very well, but that's okay, as Cheese Mode still has the 2-cap, and they are sustaining themselves quite well here on the waterfall. It's a 2v1, though, on the graveyard, so you might want to pull somebody off of this waterfall fight if you can. Not looking like they're going to be able to do so, though, as Heba's now gone into the downstate here. TCG making a strong push to come back into this game. They just have to win this, either the waterfall fight or that 2v1 happening over on the graveyard. Looks like they were able to get Articuno down on graveyard, but a member of Cheese Mode was able to slide over there in time. He's not going to be able to get the rest, and he's going to go into the downstate as well. That's really not good for Cheese Mode. It looks like TCG is going to be able to get the at least the decap over here on Quarry, or not Quarry, sorry, the graveyard. But no, last second, he was able to get on the point after 2 of his teammates were cleaved out here. Hirix, this is a strong push by TCG, but Cheese Mode's just doing enough to hang on to these nodes for just a little bit longer here, and trying to keep their lead intact. But no, Heba going down.
This
off
is the
point,
3-cap. This is the 3-cap. They're going to get these points back, and they're going to run up the score long enough. There's going to be a fight here that's going to develop on Waterfall. There's at least going to be 3 people from Cheese Mode that are going to walk over to Waterfall and try to pressure that point. But now Sizer as well as Health is rolling in. That big damage duo are going to run in big and strong there, and there it goes. All the damage comes out on Draze, but Draze quick to get the block up. Unfortunately, it might not be enough. They're all over him right now. Sizer with that DP build that he's been running, and he's going to be able to pressure him all the way back into his base. Draze pulled back and is now safe, so they're going to be able to hold on to that waterfall point. Unfortunately, they did lose that quarry point. However, it actually managed, Denchi managed to get that back into their favor. So they're going to keep collecting on this 3-cap. TCG now taking out Articuno here in the middle of, right in between both midpoint and waterfall there. And they're going to put the pressure now on Draze, it looks like. Draze is looking pretty healthy. He puts down his supply crate. He's right on the point, but everybody from TCG is just surrounding him right now. And there he goes, dropped into the downstate. Articuno is still getting cleaved, but it looks like, bled out, but it looks like he's trying to res himself, and he's there he goes. He actually gets hit there, so he's going to keep bleeding. Draze is going to keep bleeding. Heba is left the only one alive, it looks like, on that node, and he's going to pull out. So this 3-cap has been held for quite a long time. TCG really convincingly holding these nodes, getting these team fights, and solidifying this lead that they have now. They're looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, Cheese Mode just looks completely completely uncoordinated right now. They're not able to put a strong push on any node. TCG just rapidly moving from point to point. You know, a 3-cap is not easy to hold, guys, but TCG is making it look easy on this map. Rotating from Waterfall back over to Graveyard, then back over to Waterfall, then now back to Graveyard again. They are ferocious here, really putting the hammer down onto Cheese Mode. They are making a statement, coming back into this game with a strong 3-cap here. Cheese Mode needs to get something going. They're not even at the 350 mark. They can't even push for Lord for a win here. And with 450 points to 304 and a 3-cap, TCG is looking like they're going to take this and tie the series and take us into a Game 3. It looks like, guys, that we're going to be going to Battle of Kylo, or for Kylo here in just a couple of seconds, as TCG has stormed back into this match, taking a 3-cap here on Legacy of the Faux Fire very quickly, and then just taking it to Cheese Mode for the rest of this match. Great stuff from TCG here on Legacy of the Faux Fire.
Yeah, I have to say, I absolutely love watching TCG right now. They're really running a pretty damage-heavy comp. Helseth and Sizer rolling together better, in my opinion, than I've ever seen them. Sizer running that DP Panic Strike build pretty well. They're taking those targets out quicker than I've ever seen them take anybody out before, and they're doing it against Cheese Mode, a really strong team. On top of that, you got Tage running that hammer. Hammer, in my opinion, on the Guardian, regardless of who's using it, you know, is a strong utility for anybody who doesn't run Bunker Guard. And with all these teams not running any Bunker Guards anymore, not running any Shout Guardians, they lack that stability, and they get absolutely just destroyed by the CC, the point control that the hammer provides. That ring locking in the NGs, locking in all of those players that don't have any way to get out, and they are able to put down the AoE pressure and just absolutely destroy them in small AoE points.
Yeah, you know what? Great stuff from TCG at the end of that. I'm pumped because now we get to see Game 3. We are in the finals, Game 3. It all comes down to this. Battle of Kylo on the last map. Winner takes home 400 euros today and the bragging rights for the week. This is a great end to our EU Go4 Cup. Let's go ahead and hop into the map, explain the mechanic real fast, and let's go ahead and get this Game 3 started, guys. Game 3 hype. I am pumped, man. This is going to be fun. I can't wait. This is awesome. Good stuff. All right, so just reminding you guys about the mechanic on this map for those of you guys that haven't played it before. There is a trebuchet. The trebuchet, or sorry, there are two. Sorry, two trebuchets, one for each team. If you choose to use it, it will provide a lot of AoE damage and hard CC onto any fight that you shoot at. You do have to have a little skill at aiming it, but most high-level players have figured it out. It's pretty easy to figure out how to aim the trebuchet. But you don't normally see high-level players using it off the bat, as it can be destroyed. Once it's destroyed, a repair kit will spawn, and you can go fetch the repair kit and bring it back to your trebuchet to repair it, to reuse it again. But that will take time that you could be using helping your teammates in a fight. So normally you see the trebuchet come up kind of in the mid stages of the game as one team tries to use it to really turn a fight into their favor quickly. Otherwise, you're normally going to see the standard play on 3-point style that we've seen over the last couple months here, as all 3 points are up for contention, as both teams will try to secure an early advantage in this game. I really like TCG's comp for this, simply because in the middle of the in the middle of the map, you have a clock tower where a lot of vertical movement comes into play, and with Sizer and Helseth and Tage able to have some vertical play there, it's going to be kind of a movement advantage for them. I've seen Helseth specifically, use vertical movement here, teleports up onto the top of the clock tower, for example, to his advantage time and time again. Sizer, same thing with that short bow. Yes, the Thief for Cheesemo can do it as well, but outside of that, there's not a lot of vertical movement there. So, got to kind of tip the scale in favor of TCG here, or at least I will, just because of what kind of flexibility their comp will provide them on this map. But it's going to be great to see. All right, Cheese Mode, TCG, Game 3, winner take all. This is going to be hype. Let's go ahead and get these teams readied up.
And while we're waiting for them to ready up, we do have the winner from that giveaway. And once again, that is a llama mini pet. The winner will be on your screen right here. The winner's name is Last Drone X. Congratulations, Last Drone X. You won the llama mini pet. Make sure you send us a message on Digital Pro Sports here. We'll make sure that one of our admins send you a message, but it definitely helps to remove the middleman and send us a message so that we can get you that as soon as we possibly can. So we're just waiting for the teams to ready up here. Once again, congratulations to Last Drone X. This is it. This is 1-1 on Battle of Kylo here. Who do you give the advantage to, Chick?
Well, as I said earlier, I give it to TCG thanks to their vertical movement and what I've seen Helseth and Sizer be able to do on this map. But Cheese Mode has been playing them obviously strong here. It's a 1v1 or 1-to-1 game so far. So I'm not discounting Cheese Mode. I'm slightly tipping my scale in favor of TCG. The Twitch chat called it last time.
They really did.
They really did. They called it TCG taking that game on Legacy. It was close and in favor of Cheese Mode for a while there, but TCG was able to make that storming comeback with the 3-cap here. So I'm not sure who we're waiting on specifically. Looks like Denchi and Tage specifically haven't readied up yet. TCG looks like just taking a quick break after that map. Not sure. Let's see here. That's actually asking just a question to one of our admins real fast for some
Looks like both
clarification.
teams are ready, though.
Yep,
So
they are readying up, so we are going to
Here
go ahead.
we go!
All right, let's get hyped, guys. TCG Cheese Mode Finals, best of 3. This is Game 3.
Go
the
ahead
winner
and-
of this takes it. They will take the 400 euros for the day. Let's go ahead and see how these guys split.
So we think TCG is going to win, and we highlighted our reasons. I want everybody in the chat to go ahead and type in who they think is going to win, and also put in your reasoning behind that in that comment as well. We want to see what you guys think as well, because apparently you guys are way smarter than us.
Yeah, clearly. All right, guys, so looking at the splits here, looks like neither team, it looks like both teams kind of hinted at going for mid, but now they're kind of crossing over to their opposing far node here. Looks like both far nodes are going to be under contention with just a 1v1 developing on keep. So let's go ahead and slide over to the mansion where it looks like Draze has already been put into the full respawn there with Tage getting the stop now. That's huge for TCG as they're going to get the cap on the mansion node and start accumulating that lead. They already got it thanks to kills and a slight point cap that they had earlier, but at the same time, Cheese Mode was able to secure the windmill. So now we have Helseth going in onto the mid node, trying to help his teammate. He's already going to take out Sable there, but Heba is going to jump on Helseth as well. Looks like, though, Denchi is going to be able to hop onto that clock tower node, start putting that in favor of his team. If he's able to cap that, that's going to be an early advantage in favor of TCG. And with Helseth sliding over and putting all that damage on Articuno, looks like Articuno's doing a pretty decent job staying at quarter health, though, sustaining himself against both Denchi and Helseth's damage. Articuno, though, finally forced to pop Water Attunement and get off the node for a second. He's going to hop back on, try to keep that into contention. As we see now, Rom has slid over onto the point now, taking on Articuno, as it looks like TCG with that slight lead since they were able to cap the mansion faster than the windmill. They're also going to get a decap over on windmill again. That was Helseth that time getting the decap over on windmill. So fantastic play coming out, and then he ports right up on top of the clock tower, taking down Articuno. Heba's not going to be able to get the resist. Helseth is also going to get the knockback, but the banner comes out. The banner comes out and reses Articuno. Fantastic play by the Warrior from Cheese Mode, getting his teammate up because Heba was not going to be able to do it. So he pops his banner. Articuno now at full health. That's going to be a huge boost for the blue team here, as Rom very close to going into the downstate there. Thanks to that momentum switch from the war banner there, Hirix. Looks like Cheese Mode is making a storming comeback here, at least on the mid node. What's happening on the side points? What's happening over there on Mansion?
looking over here, it's actually a 1v1 between Frey and Sizer, and it's actually the sword dagger on Frey and dagger pistol on Sizer, and Frey actually did a pretty good job there. He actually forced Sizer off point until someone managed to come over and help Sizer out. So looking now, actually, Rom got taken out by Frey as he moved back into midpoint, and now they're going to be all over Denchi here at the clock tower, and Denchi is just trying his best to sustain as he was earlier, and he's kind of forced off node, so Sable's going to sit there and make sure that they get that point there. And now we have to make sure that we realize that the two side nodes, both Mansion and Windmill, are already capped out. So Mansion actually just got decapped by Sizer, but they still have that two cap advantage right now. Cheese Mode definitely is a team that it's hard to take those points away. You know, they have a lot of sustain. It's hard. It's just really hard to take them out, and the only way to actually get that, TCG has figured out, is through these big team fights where they can force an advantage. And there we see Draze actually forced into the down state, but they're going to try to get the res. So much cleave coming out right now, as we can see, and it's just not enough res power, in my opinion. They're not going to be able to get him up. There's just too much cleave happening right now, and actually he does go full dead just right now, and everybody else is really low because of that cleave. Sable is about to get dropped as well as the Thief for Cheese Mode, who is actually kind of forced off. He's going to be chased over towards Clock Tower with Sizer all over him, and Sizer takes him out as well. So it looks like now TCG, with that team fight, like I was just saying, forcing those team fights and winning them is giving them a heavy advantage and allowing them to take these nodes back and push themselves back into this game.
Yeah, you know, great stuff coming out from TCG. They looked like they were in danger there, giving up that 2-cap pretty early on to Cheese Mode, but they win that fight over on the Windmill. They were able to cap Mansion, and here we go, another 3-cap coming out for TCG. They're holding on to Mansion, no problem, as Cheese Mode has backed off of that point. Now they're going to turn around and try to get back on the Mansion and put that under contention here, as this is going to be a big team fight here. But Cheese Mode does not have a single point right now. Right now, TCG storming back into this match. They're about to take the lead, and again, with that 3-cap, they are going to be building a substantial lead moving over into the mid stages of this game, unless Cheese Mode is able to get something going here. They are going to bring Helseth down. Helseth being cleaved out, but at the same time, Windmill was successfully defended by TCG. Member, though, of the red team needs to slide over to Mansion. They're going to lose their 3-cap. It looks like they're just going to give it up. Having lost Helseth, they decide to smartly just pull back to Clock Tower. No need to die there on a point that is already being decapped and almost full capped. They're going to slide over to the Clock Tower, which has also been decapped by Cheese Mode. So that, you know, temporary 3-cap was a setback, but Cheese Mode storming back into this game now, moving over to the Clock Tower, trying to win the point. And here we go, Trebuchet, first time in this match that we've seen it being used.
Second time.
Sorry.
It was an opener. It wasn't the opener.
It was used in the opener. So TCG is going to send a Treb shot into mid, but Cheese Mode smartly gets onto that right away. You know, obviously knows that you can't just let a team free cast on that Trebuchet all day long. It is going to hurt you, especially on mid. Rom doing a good job against Sable and one other member of Cheese Mode here, but he needs to get back on the point. Otherwise, it's going to be completely capped in favor of the blue team. Right now, blue team does not have a point, so that comeback seems to have been kind of stymied here just for a second or two, but Mansion has been capped, it looks like, just in about a second. As we see in the picture-in-picture, Mansion is going to be capped in favor of Cheese Mode. So TCG clinging to that midpoint thanks to Rom. Somebody needs to get over there and support him, and it looks like Helseth and Tage have already done so as they slide over and put Sable into the down state here. Rom, though, gets knocked off the point, but that's okay. Tage jumps on for his teammate to keep that capped in favor of his team and prevent the decap. Great stuff from Tage coming there. And a decap coming out onto the Mansion. He's not going to full cap it, though. He's going to slide over and intercept the member of blue team that was going over to the Mansion. Here we go, though. Articuno going into the downstate from Rom. That's going to basically secure the clock tower for the red team. TCG looking very strong here. It's very strong in this final. Looks like I'm calling it so far. Looks like I'm about right in my prediction here that TCG had kind of the advantage as they are moving very quickly between these points, getting decaps when they're open, and securing and supporting that clock tower. So far, so good for fans of TCG. Cheese Mode, though, getting a decap over here on the windmill. That's huge for their comeback attempt. But no, they've lost the Mansion, too. Mansion's been decapped at the same time that Windmill was decapped in favor of them. They lost their cap on Mansion. The only node that's been capped right now is the clock tower. Just not looking good for Cheese Mode. They are able to get the Windmill full capped, and they are training Denshi pretty hard here. Might even bring him into the downstate thanks to Heba adding that extra damage. They're just going to let him bleed out. He's in a terrible spot right now. Hopefully a member of TCG will slide there. Oh no, the clock tower was just decapped by Cheese Mode. That's excellent for Cheese Mode as they're going to be storming back into this game now as they slide over to +1 that fight also on Mansion. This could be a 3-cap in favor of Cheese Mode here in just a second if they win these fights, as they already have a 2-cap. They just need to win Mansion. They are storming back into this game now. This is awesome. Cheese Mode coming on strong here in the later stages of this game, trying to make a comeback, and they are doing a great job of it. They're only down less than 100 points now thanks to this 2-cap. They need to secure that Windmill, though, as that Windmill is still decapped. If they can just pull back, maybe support the clock tower while leaving one member to troll Mansion for just a little bit longer here. This is looking very good for Cheese Mode. TCG has got to rebound here, and they do. Tage is going to jump on the Thief 4 and Articuno too. Articuno is going to have to pull out and peel for his teammate and offer some heals. Great stuff, though. Cheese Mode is storming back into this game. TCG needs to find some form of momentum.
Yeah, and looking over at the clock tower, actually, Denshi was downstated. Helseth ran over and gave him that illusion of life. They walked over to clock tower. And Denshi went back into downstate because of the IOL, and then he actually, Helseth rezzed him up, so they went into the clock tower together. They put some pressure on the node, but unfortunately it wasn't enough, as we saw, and now Tage is moving in to try to finish the job, try to get a decap going for his team, but Articuno moves in, and Sable's still putting the pressure on real heavy, and they actually push him off the node. So, TCG needs to find a slot for themselves to move in here. Sizer trying to put some pressure in on Sable there next to him, looking to maybe try to make a move here. They need to try to make a move soon, because right now Cheese Mode has the advantage. They're catching up quickly with this 2-1 cap. Sizer is going downstate. There he goes, and Denshi is about to go down as well, as we can see in the top left corner of the screen in the party window there. 2 people downstated for TCG. This is not looking good for TCG. They were doing so well before. They had a huge advantage. They had that 3-cap come out. Then they were running the 2-cap for quite a while there, and now they see it shift. This is a situation that they didn't want to see themselves in. They need to make sure that they can get their other 2 players in. They need Denshi, they need Sizer, they need to group up, and they need to win another team fight so they can force a node again, because that's what's giving them these leads. If they keep getting into these little skirmishes that are happening right here, they're going to have problems, and they're not going to be able to get these nodes decapped from the really robust players that are on Cheese Mode here. Hard to take down.
Yeah, we see Denshi sliding over. He was sliding over to the windmill, but one of the NGs for Cheese Mode, I'm not sure which one that is, has been keeping a pretty tight hold onto that point. As Heba now sliding over, looked like he was going to go for a back cap, decided not to risk it. Really, Cheese Mode coming on strong here in the in the late stages of the game. 403 to 376 is your score. Great stuff from Cheese Mode coming out late as they have secured the 2-cap, but Articuno going close to being into the downstate, and he is off point too. Now TCG making that strong push for the clock tower. If they are able to cap this, they might have a chance, but they have got to get some momentum going here. Articuno going to go into respawn here in just a second as he is cleaved out, but it is a 2v2 now on the midpoint, as it looked like Helseth was forced to just sort of teleport off onto a ledge to try to get some heals off and recoup some of his health pool before jumping back into that fight. They push over to Mansion, but now Mansion has been decapped. This is looking very good for Cheese Mode as they have decapped Mansion and still have their 2-cap that they've been holding now for over 2 minutes now. Looking very good for Cheese Mode here, but all 3 points, as I was saying that, all 3 points are under contention now. Mansion, though, is capped in favor of Cheese Mode. Just 30 points away, guys. 30 points away from winning this. If Cheese Mode is able to hold on to the Mansion, it looks like they are going to be able to take this Go4 Cup 2-1. They have 20 points left. 18 points. It is a 1v1, though, and Sizer is pushing heavily onto Heba there. Sizer needs to win that fight, but it looks like he's now very low in health. Red Team TCG is able to get the windmill, but it looks like Cheese Mode is going to take this. Cheese Mode is your first January, first Go4 Cup champion of the new year. First Go4 Cup winner in 2015. Congratulations, Cheese Mode. You guys take this week's EU Cup. Now remember, both teams have qualified for the WTS qualifier. They will get a chance to go to PAX East. They will be playing in that event on February 7th. If you would like your team to play in that event, you need to register for a Go4 Cup and place highly in it, okay? Now remember, if TCG and Cheese Mode come out next week and they are in the finals again, that does not mean teams do not get a chance to qualify. It will be the next 2 teams in the rankings that will qualify. So just because TCG and Cheese Mode has qualified doesn't mean that your team is eliminated. All of the teams that you have seen here today and all the teams that have played today still have a chance to qualify as well. So exciting stuff happening this month in Guild Wars 2 PvP. Hirix?
Yeah, congratulations to both teams on qualifying for the WTS IQ. That's a really big deal. They have a chance at competing in a tournament that has a lot of money on the line, as well as a free trip and awesome stay. We already saw what happened in Beijing. It looked like a really nice time. So congratulations to both teams on that opportunity. Thank you guys for watching today. We do have another stream happening later on in the day.
Yep. Yeah, we have the North American ESL Go4 Cup that's going to be happening here. Same channel at 4 p.m. Eastern. We want to thank the EU crowd for coming out and watching us and supporting us today. We also want to thank all of the EU players that participated, as well as ESL for giving us Digital Professional Sports the chance to cast this. Digital Professional Sports is a esports tournament production company. We are actually hosting our own events and also support other companies in their efforts to hold events, and we've been supporting the Guild Wars 2 scene since the summer, actually. Since Tournament of Legends, we've been a part of the Guild Wars 2 PvP scene and supporting them. So we want to thank Oliver and Grouch for the opportunity to cast here today. We will see you guys again at 4 p.m. Until then, guys, we're going to go ahead and take a break, and we will bring more Guild Wars 2 action for you guys at 4 p.m. Eastern. So see you guys then. Take care.